Fucking laughing bitch. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the show where we talk about funny things in TV shows sometimes, and sometimes we don't, and babble like a fucking idiot, like right now.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
That's you.
Very
Babble,
fucking
babble,
much.
babble.
I hate you so much.
Hola. I
Uh,
am white.
I want to drop kick you off of this fucking fat thing that we're sitting upon.
I'm just saying, I was just clarifying that I am a white boy and my Spanish is absolutely horrendous.
Mm.
But so's my English. Yay, America.
Any fucking way. TV shows and things that make you laugh. It could be a very broad statement of things that make you laugh. What makes you laugh? For me, I like seeing children fall down because I'm
I
just an
like seeing
evil
old people
fucker.
fall.
Oh yeah, that is fun too. Like when you see an old person in the parking lot and a shopping cart hits them.
Yes. I love seeing all sorts of crazy shit going on. You know, people that record shit and post online, like, crazy Karens. I love those videos. I love
Oh my
seeing
god,
people
yes.
get all sorts of pissy and throw tantrums over the smallest things or nothing at all. It's like, what?
Right. Oh fuck. Yeah.
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 Oh, is that it? Is that it for you? Or is the show over already?
No, it's not. I'm just agreeing with you because I don't know what else to say.
You have nothing to say.
I have
Okay.
I have a lot of things to say now.
Okay,
Anyway,
then say it.
oh my god, I hate you so much. I fucking hate you.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, TV shows. What is your favorite TV shows?
I don't have any.
You a lying sack of fuck.
I am being truthful. I don't have a favorite TV show in this day and age because TV has devolved horribly.
Okay,
And
so
so,
she don't like American Dad or anything like that.
okay, first off, I do enjoy American Dad. I don't watch it very often because of XYZ reasons, but yeah.
Hmm.
I can't stand Family Guy all that much. Like, it's just gone really down the toilet.
Yeah, I
Which
have
is
to
kind
agree
of
with you.
wild because it's made by the same person as
Yeah,
Family Guy or American Dad. So,
I
just
agree
I
with
don't
you.
know
I'd watch American Dad over Family Guy any day.
exactly. Kind of sad to see the Cleveland show, go bye years ago, but
That was
it too was going
fucking
down the drain the
funny.
last couple seasons.
I love that. The first episode was like the best.
Yeah, running over that poor dog.
No, I was just talking about when Roberta was saying, I fought off 6 Al-Qaedas.
6.
I said, oh no, you don't, Al-Qaeda.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
speaking of TV shows, Twisted Metal's coming out like next month, so that's really fucking cool.
Yeah, I did enjoy the first season a lot. I am looking forward to the second, seeing where they go. And as discussed in a previous video of ours, I did enjoy the first 3 games, didn't really explore them afterwards. So anyway, not going down that
Rabbit hole.
discussion again. I like rabbit, they taste good.
Oh, that's sad.
And they're cute.
Fuck.
No, thank you.
Just made me lose my whole train of thought. You say something now.
Well, that's quite easy for your West Virginia brain.
I fucking hate you.
Is that all you have to say? I fucking hate you. I hate you so much.
When
you're like one of those fucking dolls that has the string in the back. You just pull it and they have 10 phrases. Uh-huh. Is she speechless? Is her batteries dying finally? Them double D's that mommy borrowed last night?
Shut the fuck
up. Girl, you think I'd be wearing a wig right now with how catty I'm being with you.
You stupid bitch.
I got a box. I got a box of wigs. Don't make me break those bitches out.
That one's special. It's Kevin Bacon's.
Oh God.
But no, I'm very excited to see Twisted Metal. One thing that you showed me that I absolutely fell in love with was Scream Queens. That was the funniest fucking show to me.
First season.
Yeah, the first season was amazing. Second season was
Second
still really
season.
good.
It well, it was good to a certain extent, but there was a lot of misses.
Yeah.
And I hated that they rushed a lot of things and killed off previous characters so
Mhm.
quickly. Like, it didn't make any sense. It was just a jumbled mess. And honestly, I wish they had put more thought into it. But whatever. I just don't want them to bring it back. Like, just let it be dead.
Yeah, I agree. Here's a fun question. What is your top 5 comedy movies? Since we always talk about horror, we don't talk about comedy nearly as much, but we both enjoy it. So, what is 5 comedy movies that you can watch over and over and over again?
I don't have a whole lot of those, but I will say for sure 100% the first two scary movies.
Yeah.
Like, hands down, those are my favorites. I will never get tired of them, and I can quote them. You know
Yes.
this because, bitch, you quote that shit too.
Oh, that's basically half our conversation is just quoting shit like that.
Exactly. Um, but my taste in comedy has changed quite a bit, and I feel like a lot of movies. Sorry, yawn. A lot of movies nowadays aren't really my cup of tea when it comes to humor. Like, for instance, um, yeah. No, I enjoyed, like, okay, for instance, yeah, Megan. I liked Megan. I thought it was humorous. I went into it knowing full well that it was not something to take seriously.
Mhm.
Unlike some people who were going to and they were disappointed. I
Yeah.
instantly knew this is not even remotely like scary, you know?
Mhm.
Like, it had a horror element, but its primary thing was comedy.
Mhm.
And so I loved it. I was like, yes, awesome, and I look forward to the second one in a couple weeks.
Yeah, I need to watch the first one because the second one does look really good.
We could do that. We could sit down and watch it one day if you want.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Let's see. It's, I guess, three things right there, but um, oh, I did like Girls Trip.
Girls Trip was the funniest movie. It's right up there with Scary Movie for me.
Yeah, I did enjoy. What was it, Little?
Yes, little.
I did enjoy that, but it wasn't as funny as the others,
No. No, I
and it
agree with
felt
you.
a little rushed.
Yeah, I can see that.
Um, but comedy is a really tough one for me because a lot of comedy is that feel good comedy, and that's just not my jam.
Hmm.
Um, like, okay, for instance, The Parent Trap. No, thank you.
I've never watched that.
Both the original and the remake. No, thank you.
Yeah, I've never
Like,
watched
I
that.
have I have respect for Lindsay Lohan, but no, thank you. Not my cup of tea.
Yeah.
Um, though I did like the stepmother, or trying to be stepmother, but she was such a cunt, but in such a fun way. I don't know. I vibe with those characters. Like, I can't even remember her name from the Casper movie. She was kind of an evil blonde cunt, and she had that unique voice.
Was she the she's one of the sisters, right?
Huh?
It's been a long time since I watched Casper.
I don't remember her role, but she had like an assistant, and she was always bullying him and shit like that. And I don't remember what her role was exactly. I don't know if she was like trying to take over the mansion that they had
Okay.
moved into, or if she was going to demolish it. I don't remember. I just remember her being just like this magnificent cunt, and I was just like, yes, ma'am. And I loved her, and I even loved her when she died and became a ghost, and she became even cuntier. And I was like, yes.
There's one movie I want to show you. It's got Anna Faris in it. It's really funny. I love her a lot. Um, it is called "Can I Have Your Number?" or "What's Your Number?" I think is what it's called. But basically, in that movie, she is wanting to get married, and she reads one of those magazines. It's like, how many men is too many men that you slept with, and what's the borderline of being a slut? And she's like, oh no, I met like one more person, and I need to, go back through my exes and try to figure out who I'm going to potentially marry, so I don't become a slut. And it's
Mm-hmm.
just her like finding all of her exes, and it's a really funny movie. Definitely recommend watching it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I could get down with that probably, maybe, sort of. I love
Um,
sluts.
of course you do.
Hey, I fully support prostitution. I think it should be legal throughout the entire country, throughout the entire world, actually. I
I
think it's a great profession and it's very empowering.
I agree with
Same
you.
for strippers. Love it. I think it's great. I am not a fan of, Miss Downstairs, but you go, girl. You work that thing. You shake them titties and have a good old time. Make that money. Make those straight men just drool and be dumb as shit. Take it all. Grab that wallet. Get that pin code for his ATM, or not ATM, his debit card. Get it.
um, Something you said along those lines that made me think of something. Then you said something else. Oh yeah. Did you ever watch We Are the Millers?
Yeah, I thought it was all right, funny. Like it had some good moments, but overall, just meh.
I don't know. I like Jennifer Aniston. Is that who it was?
Yes, when she was pole dancing.
Yeah, that and just like the whole thing when they got to the like park or whatever, and the one girl that yeah played in Scream Queens when she found that one
Mhm.
dude he had that tattoo that said no regrets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, you're talking about what's her face? Emma Roberts. She is she is a good actress. I really like her. I think she
Hmm.
plays she plays bitchy, cunty very well. It's a
Yes.
very good role for her, and she excels it.
Oh yeah. What was I can't remember her name right off, but she was one who like basically made me fall in love with Scream Queens. Niecy Nash, her. I love her.
Yes.
I love her and everything. She played in Reno, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Mm-hmm. That
Yes.
was the first time I ever saw her was in Reno 911.
And the whole quote that she said, "You can't fight crime if you ain't looking cute."
Yeah.
But since we're talking about TV shows, I want to remind you again, since you haven't watched it. She played in the show called Grotesquerie, and it was really fucking good. And I think you would like it if you would actually fucking watch it.
I keep forgetting.
I've reminded your fucking goldfish ass like how many times?
Who is a goldfish? You keep forgetting too.
Yeah, but I'm
Not
a
about
cute
that, but
goldfish.
things.
I'm a cute goldfish. You're the one that got stuck in the filter. It's like on its last little breath of air.
You're the goldfish with those big ol' eyes. They go, oh, how unfortunate.
I mean, you're not wrong.
You end up becoming a feeder fish.
Aw. Probably. Man, that sucked when I worked at the pet store having to feed some of the fish to like some of the animals. That's
Hmm.
crazy. But yeah. What's one of the funniest things that's happened to you in school?
I'm sorry, who, what?
I said, what is one of the funniest things that happened to you while you was in school?
Hmm. Funniest thing that happened to me. Uh, no, that wasn't that funny. I was gonna say this one time in fifth grade, I was sitting there in class, and these were the older, you know, desk where it's the chair desk combo.
Oh yeah, those things hurt my ass.
Yeah, like it was all wood except for like the legs were like metal.
Hmm.
And I was sitting there. I don't remember what I was doing. I might have been working on an assignment or something. Anyways, not important. But I was sitting there and I had my leg kind of curled back a little bit with my foot resting on one of the legs.
Hmm.
And I dragged my foot forward, and so my shoe was pressed up against it and sliding down, and it made a farting noise. And everyone thought I farted in class.
Did they
And they
bully you
wouldn't
after?
believe. No, they would not believe me. They thought I actually did.
When I was in school, we had a substitute teacher. I can't remember what her name was. Anyway, it was this very, very sassy lady. She had a big fat ass, and I remember that very distinctly from her because she was trying to walk down one of the aisles, and she had knocked my books over with her ass, and I just like kind of stared at it, and she turned around, gave me the sassiest looking look I've ever had in my life, and I don't know. I was afraid to pick my books up after that. She was fun though.
um,
She kind of reminded
I
me of that hippo lady from Rocco's Modern Life.
oh, I love her. um, Here's a funny, I guess, from schools in high school, and I was in English class with my high school best friend, who I'm still good friends with.
Mhm.
Um, she and I would, of course, talk and stuff. And every time I made a noise, though, the teacher would yell at her. Would always tell her to stop talking and all this other stuff, and it was clear that it was my voice. She always blamed her, and everyone's just like, "What?" And so, for context, my best friend, she's black, and so it was just her and one other guy that was black, and so the rest of us were white. And so when this was happening, he called the teacher out and was like, I forgot her name, but he's like, man, you're being racist as hell.
Oh,
And she's
damn.
like, no, I'm not. She's making noise and I'm trying to teach. Like, really? Okay, lady.
You're just in the
And
back
so,
laughing like a schoolgirl.
well, the funny thing is, I sat right in front of my friend.
Mhm.
And so I literally would have to turn my body around to talk to her. So it's like if I'm facing forward and you're hearing noises and you instantly yell at her, like, no, come on, lady, there's something going on. There was a weird chemistry in that class with between her and the teacher. It was just like, what the fuck? And
Yeah.
so because of that, she and I decided, we're just gonna make fun of her.
Mhm.
And I mean, this, not gonna lie, it's been almost 20 years since I graduated. I'm pretty sure by now that she's dead because she was already like in her mid to late 60s.
Oh.
Yeah. So I mean, she could still be alive, but I don't know. Anyways, But we started making fun of her and mocking her and stuff. And this was right around the time when Shaun of the Dead came out.
Mhm.
And we were so my friend said that basically she was like, she reminds me of one of the zombies from that movie. And so started making fun of her and comparing her to zombies and making zombie noises and shit at her. I don't know. I think it was like when we were like 16. Okay, so we were stupid teenagers. But at the time, it was hilarious.
Right. I remember biology class. I don't know why of all classes it happened in this one, but going off of what you said about the whole racist thing, we had a few black kids in my class. One named Jadon. He was cool as shit. And the other one was Keontae, I want to say is his name. Anyway,
Chianti.
yeah.
Chianti is
I don't
okay.
fucking know.
It's
It's been a
wine.
long fucking time. I don't remember.
I'm just
Shit.
saying they're naming the kid after Italian wine. I mean, come on.
I don't know. Fuck, I didn't
That's
name the
fancy
child.
as fuck sounding. I'm naming my child that.
Yeah, well, I didn't name the child, so moving on. We got into talk about evolution and all this other shit, and one of the weird fucking popular girls, like, asked the teacher, she's like, where did black people come from? And we all was like, ah, fuck, why would you ask this? And the teacher's like, I don't really want to, say because I don't want to, people think I'm racist or whatever, and whatever. So everyone's like, no, 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 go ahead and say it. It could be fun and whatnot. And this bitch, in front of everyone, stood out and said, I think that, black people came from God. He was like baking cookies and just, left the black people in there a little bit too long.
My
And we
God.
was all like, what the fuck? And Jadon stood up and he said, so I'm a burnt fucking cookie?
Oh my God, that's amazing.
We all
Well,
lost our shits.
at least he had a sense of humor.
Oh god, yeah, he was funny as shit.
At least, also, at least the teacher didn't go the route of what Mormons think
Yeah,
black people come
yeah,
from. So, yeah, that's not very nice. Like,
no.
why would you? No, terrible people. Don't
So,
you? Mm-mm.
you know what else is funny?
Um,
Farts. Farts are very funny,
uh,
especially when you're like me and you're going out with your cousin and, going to McDonald's to, get a nice bite to eat. And when you pull up, he locks the fucking car to where I can't get out and rips one really fucking hard in there, burning my fucking eyes. He's laughing his shit off. And then when I finally get the fucking door open, the guy that's like right beside of us like gets a big whiff of what just fucking hit him in the face. And like he just looks so pissed off at everybody. Where are we going?
I don't know. I'm just going all over the place for entertainment purposes.
Oh, okay.
Also, it's raining, so it's not very pretty.
Rain is very pretty.
Well,
Um,
yeah, rain is pretty.
do you remember when Mortal Kombat had a TV show? I think they had
Which
two
one?
of them. Yeah, there's multiple ones, right? It was one called Conquest, I thought, right?
Yes, I believe so. You talking about like the old '90s shit?
Yeah, but it was like live action because they did have a cartoon, right? I'm not just tripping when I
Yeah,
remember that.
yeah. No, they did, and it was god awful looking.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. What about it?
Oh, I was just saying, do you remember how terrible it was?
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, obviously. Um, but what does that have to do with comedy?
How funny it was terrible.
Oh, speaking of terrible, funny cartoons and anime and such, uh, um, what is like the funniest anime you've ever come across?
You talking like anime or like cartoons?
Anime.
Okay.
We're gonna bleed
Um,
over into that.
I haven't watched all of it, but I would have to say Ghost Stories, just because the dub is stupid fucking funny.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. I think what they did was pretty ingenious.
The one clip that turned me onto that show, I don't know what the fuck was going on. It was on the phone, and she's like, "Can I speak to such and such?" And she's like, said something. I just remember her slamming the phone down. She said, "Motherfucker."
Yeah. Uh,
But yeah, I need to watch more of that. How about you?
oh, I have quite a few actually now that I'm thinking about it. Um, One that had me pissing myself when I first watched it was Excel Saga.
Never heard of that.
It is it's older and it is highly offensive, but probably not as badly dubbed as Ghost Stories,
Mhm.
but it's right up there in the humor department. There was a 2 episode, I guess it was technically a movie, but not really a movie. I don't know. Anyways, it was like this 2 episode anime that um, was made, I believe, by the same people that did Excel Saga, and it was called Puni Puni Poemi, and it was even more offensive.
I want you to say what you just said 5 times really fast.
No. Anyway, those two, when I first watched those back in the early 2000s, had me rolling almost to the point where I thought I was going to piss myself. Um, there's another one you got to watch. It's called Miyuki-chan in Wonderland, and it's basically like, an anime version of Alice in Wonderland,
Mhm.
except all the characters are female and everybody's a lesbian, and they're all trying to molest Alice.
What the fuck?
Yeah. But it's humorous. It's like it's cringy but also humorous because the Queen of Hearts is literally like a dominatrix.
Oh, I don't
Yeah.
remember that from Kingdom Hearts.
I wish. Instead of that frumpy old thing from Disney.
Uh, have you ever got to that point where you pissed yourself laughing?
One time in my entire life I actually did. And it was in 4th grade. I was sitting on the front porch with my then best friend, who I no longer associate with because she's a whore. And
Oh.
not a positive whore, a negative whore. Very negative. She is very bad. She is not a good person. Anyway, so we were sitting on her front porch. It was the middle of the day, probably summertime. I don't remember. Anyway, we're sitting there and we're just hanging out, having a good time. And she starts making me laugh. Like she's just telling me funny things and whatever I was laughing at. And
Mhm.
it just got progressively worse. And then I felt that need to pee. Well, I lived right across the street from her.
Mhm.
So, like, I was feeling like, oh God, I gotta pee. And I told her, stop making me laugh. I need to pee. And she's like, well, why don't you just go pee? Like, go inside and go pee. And I was like, I'll be fine. Just don't make me laugh anymore. And so she thought it'd be hilarious to just continue making me laugh. And yeah, I just completely soaked myself. And I had to, in broad daylight, walk across the street to my house with piss soaked jeans.
Pissy girl. That's funny. Uh, my cousin, his mother-in-law, he makes her bust out laughing so much to the point where she's almost pissing herself. I think he actually made her piss herself one time. But one of her little triggers that makes her laugh so much is the word pussy willow. He can look her dead in the eye, like be as serious as a heart attack and say pussy willow, and she just busts the fuck out.
That would be amusing.
That's funny.
That seems awfully
Yeah.
like when you're dealing with a baby and you just make a whatever funny noise or whatever at them and they just bust out laughing. That's what I
um,
think of.
so, on the topic of TV shows, going back to that,
Yeah,
um,
Daddy.
oh, don't call me that.
You're getting on up there, Daddy.
Now, shut the fuck up.
Okay, Daddy.
Anyway, um, back in the day when you was a young one, what TV shows did you watch that you loved? Like, I'll tell you, like mine. My top ones that I watched was Invader Zim, Rugrats, Hey Arnold, and I liked All Real Monsters too.
How old were you when you were watching these? So I know what you're kind of
Don't
talking about when you say young.
I don't remember. VHS was still a thing, if that tells you anything.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I pretty much stuck to Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network back then in the 90s when it was still what it was, when it was actually good, when it didn't have so many people go, "Oh, that's offensive. Don't do this. Don't say that." Like Cow and Chicken, for instance. That
What?
shit won't fly today.
Oh no. Do you remember the lesbian bikers that came in and started eating the carpet?
Yes,
Yeah.
that would
What
not happen today. That would be completely changed.
what do you think, and being a kid show like Rocco and stuff like that, which one do you think was the most offensive?
I mean, Rocco was like it definitely had a lot of that shit that was way above most kids' heads.
Hmm.
But I have to say, back in the day, cartoons that were actually somewhat offensive. I mean, you had Beavis and Butthead. You had MTV. You had that shit playing. There was Daria.
Hmm.
Things like that. Ren and Stimpy. That really pushed the envelope back
Oh
then.
yeah. Didn't they make an
And then,
adult version of that too?
yeah, there were some episodes or whatever that were put out that, yeah, definitely showed off things like tits and suggestive things like them having sex with each other.
Hmm.
So there's a lot of that in handful of episodes, but obviously those weren't aired on TV. Those were, I believe, specifically made for video only.
Right.
But then also, you had the baby years of like South Park coming out back
Oh yeah.
then.
South Park
Back
used
when
to be
it
so
was
good.
actually, yeah, it was, I want to say probably right around not long after they introduced Coon and Friends. That's when it started to kind of really go downhill for me.
Oh god, yeah. That was probably the worst that they've done, and then it just got worse after that.
Mm, yeah, I really don't like it anymore. Like even the stuff that recently came out, no, thank you.
South Park to me got way too political,
Hmm.
and like
The
I,
NPC.
yeah, which is really odd coming from a show like that, but I don't get it. Because I mean,
Yeah,
you started out like pissing people off, like that was your main thing to push the limit of how much you could. and then just see them get so PC, like you said, is just very sad. Like at that point, you might as well just end. Like you're not funny like you used to be.
I mean, they're pandering to a different crowd now, so they're getting their money from them.
Yeah, people today are too much of a pussy. Like they cannot take a joke to save their life.
I agree.
Like me and you,
Like,
like just hearing even off like streaming how we talk to each other. If someone else was to hear that, they would think we hate each other.
probably. That or we wanted to fuck.
Oh no.
Yeah. Hard pass, girlfriend. No thanks. I would, yeah, no thank you.
Do you have any questions?
Oh, so many, but so little time. I don't know. What do I have? Let's see. No, nothing. The end. Bye bye.
Oh, okay.
I'm just kidding. No, okay, so in person, like, okay, for instance, you say you find it hilarious when children get hurt or elderly people get hurt or whatever.
Hmm.
So have you ever seen that stuff actually in person?
Yes, I was driving home the other day, and it was a cute little thing. It was like her mom. It was a mom like holding a basketball. And she had her two kids, and it was walking. And like the road I was going on, it was like I had to go really slow on, and I was just watching, and the kid just takes a tumble, and I'm like, that's funny.
Yeah. I've seen so many kids just fall flat on their face in grocery stores and whatnot. And they just
Yeah.
bust out laughing, and the parents like, God damn it, I told you.
What did I say would happen, and what happened?
Exactly. Hmm. So yeah, that uh let's see. um
Sorry.
I remember seeing this older lady, probably like in her 70s, fall. She didn't
Mm.
get like hurt, but she fell, like she slipped and fell on her ass. And when she did, she let out the largest fart. And it was like right at the entrance of Walmart. And you know how like right there where you can get like your carts and all that shit, it's very echoey.
Mhm.
Yeah. Loud fart, giant echo. It's like a goddamn tuba. I had to bite my tongue so hard not to bust out laughing in front of her.
Oh my god. I remember as a kid, I the family got together and we went to Wendy's because that's where we went as a family.
Oh,
And
how
this wasn't
fancy.
like immediate family or anything like that. I think they came in for like a reunion or whatever. And
Oh,
I don't know
that's even
what.
sadder.
I know, right? I don't know what this man was to me. Maybe distant uncle, cousin. I don't know in the
Was
slightest.
he a
But
creepy uncle?
no, I just remembered he had dentures and he had put it on the tray. When we got finished eating, he went to empty his tray and then he was walking out and he said, "What the fuck happened to my teeth?" And we're all like, "What?" He said, "I bet I threw them sons of bitches away," and he went in there and was digging through the fucking trash to get his teeth.
Oh, no. And ew, taking him out and just no. That's nasty. Nasty, sir. Go sit in the corner. Is he still alive?
Oh, I have no idea. Half my family's dead.
Oh.
Yeah.
Another depressing thing about you.
See, that's another fucking thing that I love. Like, I can laugh at all the bad things in life usually. Like, you have to
Mm-hmm.
make fun of yourself or you're just gonna be miserable. Like, I have unaliving thoughts, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And I've struggled with depression my whole life, and I used to let it consume me so much. And one day I just said, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna laugh at it." And that's been my best medicine for that is laughing at myself and making fun of it. Like I know other people have their ways of coping with it, but like I just find it funny.
You know what I find hilarious the most is when you see somebody have a complete meltdown in public and they don't get their way.
Hmm.
Like, I remember seeing this woman, she flipped out. It was in a Walmart, of course, because that's where it usually happens. Um, she was wanting to return something, but she was well past the return date, like years.
Hmm.
It was ridiculous. And I'm just sitting there listening to the whole thing because I'm in line behind her, or a couple people behind her. But anyway, just listening to the whole thing because she's being loud, and the associate helping her started out just talking to her normal, and there was like, "Ma'am," got super loud, and they were going back and forth, and she was just having the biggest little pissy fit you've ever seen a grown 40-something-year-old woman have.
Oh.
It was sad, and it was so pathetic, and but it was just amusing because she threw the item. She threw it towards the associates behind the counter,
Uh
and security tackled her ass
huh.
and just drug her off kicking and screaming. And it was just like, oh, that's fantastic.
My mom, she she works at Walmart, and she used to work up at the front desk and stuff like that. She was I remember going in to see her one day, and my mom is like me, but a little bit nicer. But she still
Mm-hmm.
has a mouth. You know, that's where I got my mouth from, is from her.
Oh.
And I remember coming in one day, she was at the service desk getting her returns, and this woman had brought in a house coat. And she's like, I want to return this. And my mom was like behind there and waiting for the other person to come in and do the return. And my mom's like, what's that smell? She's like, oh, it's just a house coat. And she lifted it up, she put it on the counter, and it had shit stains on it. And my mom looked at her, she said, is that shit? And she's like, no, that's chocolate. She said, no, that's shit. She's like, we're not taking that back. And then the girl came up there to return it. And she's like, oh, do you have a return? And my mom's like, no, there's shit on that. We're not taking that back.
Oh my god.
My mom
That's
cracks me up.
amazing.
There was one time we went to Carowinds, but it was their Halloween theme thing is called Scarowinds and whatever. It was me and my mom and my stepfather, and they had
Mm-hmm.
people running around and trying to scare you and whatever. My mom, you cannot fucking scare her. She's just like me. She'll laugh at it. Anyway, this person ran up to my stepdad and like yelled, and the first thing my stepfather had said to them was, "I'm going to beat the shit out of you." I was like, "Ah, fuck, we need to go. We need to go."
Oh my god.
It was the same night. We lost him, unfortunately, in a tunnel. It was this weird, like, it was a black tunnel that you have to, it's like airbags on each side. You had to, like, push yourself through it. And I got out, mom got out, and waiting for my stepdad, and I was like, where the fuck's he at? And Had to go in there and pull his ass out, and he was like, "I forgot my fucking hat in there." I said, "Well, you're gonna leave that shit because it's too damn dark. We're not gonna find it."
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Um, there was this one time, and a certain friend of ours can actually vouch for it. But at Walmart, when I worked there was this guy who came in, and obviously not 100% there in the head. He
Hmm.
comes into the store, he goes through our department to one of the doors that leads to the back, and he goes in there and he goes up to one of our trash cans and starts pissing in it.
What the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah. Wasn't the first time we had issues with like the homeless and such, because there was one of those nights where I was working a 2 to 11 shift. I was all by myself and I had to piss like crazy. And so I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna go, whatever. I doubt there's any customers that's gonna need me because I'm the only one and it's like after 10. So fuck it. So I run to the restroom up front because my department is like right there.
Hmm.
And so I go into the restroom and there is a homeless guy sitting in the middle of the floor with like at least 10 pairs of shoes, like the boxes and everything, all over the floor around him. And he's just talking to himself and looking at shoes. So I'm like, I don't have to pee anymore. And I slowly backed out and I found the nearest manager and I was like, yeah, there's that going on. And she's like, what? I'm like, yeah. And she's like, okay, we'll take care of it. And I'm like, okay, you do that. Like, I'm not dealing with the homeless. No offense to anyone that may be homeless. I do feel bad for the majority of them. But this guy was very much not there.
Hmm.
Whether it was just because mentally not there or because of drugs, alcohol, I don't know.
Hmm.
But he was having a good old time, having his little shoe fantasy, whatever it was going on in there. Bitch was blocking the urinals anyway, so I was like, fuck it.
There's this one dude when I worked at Walmart. He went into the electronics, huffed a shit ton of the duster stuff. That's what they
The-
huff, right?
yes, people
Yeah,
do
yeah,
that. The fucking cans of air.
yeah, yeah. So he did that, went fucking crazy, ran to produce, starting spitting on everything, and then like busted his head open on the fuck, what is it? It's like where the deli is, like how they have the hot food. Yeah, he just went
Mm-hmm.
over there and just like headbutted the shit out of that.
Oh, kids, this is why you don't have shit.
Yeah, yeah, don't do that. It's fucking terrible. Speaking of huffing shit, when I
You used to
worked, no, no, I
you
I
don't
worked
have, you vape.
not anymore.
Oh.
Yeah, but when I worked at the smoke shop, obviously we sold cigarettes, tobacco, and all that shit, and vapes. And one of the weirdest things that I remember selling there was crack pipes that they called
Mm-hmm.
roses. I think that's what they
Mm-hmm.
call. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
A glass rose, yeah.
Yeah, they sold those, and also they sold piss for drug tests, and what else was it? They sold that air duster, so it's kind
Oh.
of like a drug place too.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was an Exxon gas station right down the road from where my parents live, and it was the place to go for a glass rose. You just go in, you say you want a glass rose, you pay the price, and you walk out. That's it.
So I'm gonna be that weird, oblivious person, but what is the intended purpose for those glass roses? Like, I know obviously for drugs, but like, why are they selling them if they are for drugs? Like, are they used for anything else?
I want to say they're meant to just be a decorative thing, for people that like little glass displays of like flowers and such. And someone got the bright idea that you could pull that fucking flower out and just turn it into a crack pipe.
The fuck?
Hey, I've seen people smoke out of a fucking apple core and out of a Coke can. So, use what you got.
Jeez.
I mean, I've seen homemade water bongs with a 2-liter bottle.
Yeah, yeah.
That was a bad time. Anyway,
Drugs.
I have drug stories because I was a stupid teenager.
Oh, did I tell you
Yeah.
the first time I got high?
Oh, God.
Yeah.
And
Um,
here's the rambling, people.
no, it's a fun story. It's a funny
No, no,
story.
no. Okay.
So, I worked at the cookie company, and it was on Valentine's Day, and I worked with this bright, bubbly girl, and I can't remember. I think her name was Allie, but we was busting her ass on Valentine's Day, getting all these cookies and shit done, and whatever. By the time the end of our shift was there, she asked me if I wanted to ride home, so I was like, yeah, sure. And she goes behind the mall where the movie theater is, and she's like, "Hey, do you want to smoke some weed with me and like take the edge off?" I'm like, "Okay, sure." This is the first time I've ever done this, and I'm not thinking about it, and we start smoking and get the high going, and she was like, "All right, I'm ready to take you home." I'm like, "Are you sure?" She's like, "Oh yeah, it's fine. My daddy's a judge." I'm like, "What?" So I'm in this fucking car, paranoid. She's high off her ass, and so am I. And like, it's my first time being high, and just paranoid as shit. And to get to my house, we had to drive past the police station. And I was just like staring at it hard. She's like, "Oh, you're fine. If we get in trouble, my daddy will get us out of it." I'm like, "That doesn't make me feel any better, but thank you." So she finally took me home, and I'm walking in, and my mom looks at me, and I'm all smiling and giggly and shit. She's like, "What's wrong with you?" I said, I don't know what's wrong with me." She's like, "Okay." And for whatever reason, I just remember doing this. I opened up a can of ravioli, and I texted it to my friend. I was like, "I thought you would like this a lot." And his response to me was like, "What the fuck is wrong with you, you stupid bitch?" I was like, "I am so high, dude. I don't know."
Oh my God. Uh, like thinking about all the times I did stupid drug things when I was a teenager. Only one time was actually amusing after I sobered up and was told everything. Um, so it was, I want to say it was a couple days before graduating, and I decided to celebrate because I found out I passed all my classes and I was gonna receive my diploma. So yay, I was doing something my mom had been pushing me to do my entire life.
Hmm.
And I was excited. So I was like, I'm gonna celebrate. So I was hanging out with this friend, and she, you know, was of age, so she had alcohol, and she was like, "Let's celebrate here at my house. I'll make you whatever drink you want, and that'll be that. We'll celebrate." So I had a drink, and I was feeling good. I was never, obviously never really drank before,
Hmm.
so you know, a drink like just one, already put me over. So I'm feeling good. I'm like, woo! And I get a text from another friend who was like a few blocks away, and she's like, hey, come over here to this guy's house, and let's celebrate you graduating. I'm like, okay, woo! So I go over there and found out that everybody was smoking. What's the proper word for it? Shiny, crystally, crystal. Oh, yeah, she's crystal. Yeah. So they were all smoking that. And also, ganja as well. Anyways, so I partook of the ganja, and I was feeling great. I
Mm-hmm.
was, intoxicated, and so whatever that was, yeah, boosted
Mm-hmm.
me, and they convinced me to, do the crystal, and I said, okay. So my dumb self decided to do that, and I took a few hits, and I was just like completely just in another world. And from what they told me was they had dared me to lick my finger, stick it in the baggie of the crystal, and put it in my mouth. And I did. Then, after they were done smoking that, they dared me to drink all of the bong water. And I did.
Oh no.
Yeah. So I had
You
all of that in my system.
you nasty little fuck you.
Yeah. And did I mention this was in a very, very skeezy trailer park?
I wouldn't imagine it would have been a fancy fucking trailer park.
So, according to them, I was tripping balls, and I told them that I was seeing the lamp move, like the lampshade was moving because it was animal print,
What
and apparently it was moving like a goddamn lava lamp.
the
And
fuck?
then I had excused myself, went outside to their front patio deck thing, laid down on my stomach and started chewing on the end of it because it was all wood. And someone asked me if I was okay. I told them that I was chewing on the wood because it made my stomach feel better.
Did your
I
mom beat
was
your ass out of after all this?
no, and here's why. So after all that, I got zero sleep. Oh no 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 no! Hold on. Let me rewind a bit. So I was assuming that I was graduating. I still had one final to take the next day. So I was running on zero sleep, pumped up on alcohol and drugs galore, and I went to school. No food, nothing. Didn't even shower, just went straight to school. And I did my exam. It was a computer math exam where we had to use programming languages to build a Pac-Man video game. We were given 2 hours to do it. It took me 4 hours. The teacher assumed I just was exhausted because I hadn't slept and, for whatever reason. So he was nice enough to extend it to 4 hours. And I still passed it. Don't know how, but I did. Completely blitzed
That's
out of my fucking mind.
that was the power of Jesus H. Christ and drugs.
Don't do drugs. But afterwards, get this, afterwards, I'm outside of the school. My mom drives up and she's like yelling at me, "Where the fuck have you been? We've been worried sick you didn't come home last night." And she's like, "You need to get your ass home now." And I was like, "All right." And she's like, "Get in the car." And I was like, "Well, my friend's taking me." And she's like, "Whatever. Get your ass home now." I was like, "Okay." So I get home, and by the way, I didn't live with my parents. I lived with my grandmother, who was not home when I got home. So I get home, or on my way home, I should say, I told my friend, pull over now, and I started puking my guts up on the side of the road.
Oh.
So I was ODing.
Oh.
And so my friend drove me home, and she's like, we need to get food in you. We need to get food in you, we need to get water in you. So she started giving me water, and I was getting water, and then she was trying to hand me like lunch meat, like turkey or whatever, and my jaw locked up. Like I still felt nauseous, but my jaw, like, I didn't control it, but it just locked up, and like you couldn't get food in my mouth. So you know what she did? The only thing she could fucking think of, she mama bird me.
Oh no.
She put the food in her mouth, chewed it up, and pushed it into my mouth, and made sure I swallowed every bit of it.
The lesson from this episode is do not do drugs. I feel like
Very
this
much
is
so.
a PSA announcement that every child should watch.
And it was from that point on, I never touched drugs again because that was a very scary situation.
I would fucking imagine Miss Paris Hilton over here.
Hey, I didn't get out of a car and just spread my legs showing everyone my, snatch.
Are you sure? You was eating wood. Are you sure you didn't like spread eagle and just like showed everybody the grace of God?
As far as I'm aware.
God damn. I never did anything crazy like that. No, never. I remember when I started dabbling into edibles, I was living with mom at the time, and I kind of left them out, and she didn't ask what they was. Instead, she took one, and she looked at me, and like I didn't realize like what she had done. She came up to me, she said, "Why do you have those gummies? They taste like shit." And at that point, Shang Tsung came into the fucking world and pulled my soul out of my body. I was like, "Oh, fuck."
Oh.
And she just started cleaning, and she got that whole fucking house clean that day.
And she never knew why.
No, she never touched my stuff after that again. She still to this day does not know that she done that.
Uh-oh.
And thankfully, she doesn't know how to work YouTube, so she'll never watch this, which is great. But yeah, my mom took one of my edibles, so that was cool. The
No.
the only fun, like crazy drunk story I can tell you is it was a Halloween. I went over to my friend's house and he was drinking and whatnot, and he had Halloween decorations up, and we was outside smoking, and he had this little ghost hanging up, and he called it Spooky Sarah. Can we say the F word since we're gay? It's our month, so
uh,
it's our month, and I say fuck it. I'm going to say it because it just makes the story better. So we're out there, dark night, whatever, and we're both fucked up, and I get the idea to say, "Hey, did you hear what Sarah called you?" He said, "Who?" I said, "Spooky Sarah over there." He said, "No, what did she say?" I said, "She called you a fag." He stood up, flabbergasted. He said, "This fucking bitch," and went over there, argued with this fucking ghost for a good 5 minutes. I'm over there busting out laughing. And he comes back and sits in the chair beside me in a fetal position. He's like, I don't know why she would say something like that to me.
Oh my god.
I said, you are the stupidest fucking bitch I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah. I mean, that man is pretty dumb.
Oh, God, yeah. He is beyond fucking stupid. There's no help for him.
No.
And the scary thing about that is he has a pharmaceutical degree. Like, I don't know how he acquired that.
He cheated.
He had to.
Come on, Chat GPT. Yeah. AI helped me get my degree.
I don't use ChatGPT. I hate that shit. I hate any kind of AI thing that's like that.
Yeah.
I don't.
Especially
I
when it
don't.
comes to art.
Oh, God, yeah. That is the worst cop out you can ever have. But on that note, we are past our hour mark, and if you don't have
Oh
anything else to
boy.
say, I don't like. I hate that mount so much because it reminds me of the one from Scary Movie where the guys like they're watching the Scary Movie 3 where they're watching the tape and that guy sits in the chair, then he's just upside down and like spinning. Yeah.
Oh. I thought you were gonna say Scary Movie 2 during the little basketball thing. He
Oh
starts spinning out of
yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, that was also great. What is your favorite
it.
scary movie, by the way? Between one, two, and three.
Oh, it's so difficult, but I want to say 2.
Okay.
I want to say 2 because I feel like my favorite characters got more lines, more screen time,
Mm,
and I was happy about that. Like Regina Hall. I adore
yes.
that woman. She is a national treasure, and she fully deserved what she got and more. She was definitely one of those that was really carrying that movie.
What is your favorite scene from that movie?
I think you know it.
What?
When they're being chased by the skeleton, or when Cindy is being chased by the skeleton,
Let
just
that
let
shit
that
just
thing be.
lay her white ass and leave. That's our friendship to a fucking T. If something like that was to happen, like that would be us,
Oh
100%.
god, yeah, 100% yes. Girl, I thought you were dead too.
It would have just been you if you would have just shut the fuck up.
Oh my god. But yes, 2 for sure because I feel like it had more humor to it and not just I don't know. I felt like the first one was just mostly focused on Scream.
Hmm.
And they added a few other movies into it, of course, but I don't know, the second one was just I felt like it was more of a good mixture.
Yeah.
Now, three has its good moments, but I don't care for it as much. And 4 was pretty awful, except for a couple scenes. And 5 was an abomination.
Yes, I agree. I liked uh I liked four for a couple of scenes. One like the other day when we was playing Grounded. And I
Hmm.
said, "Look, I'm on TV."
Oh my god, that was glorious, and that should have been on. That should have been recorded.
Should have. That scene where it's all serious and Brenda just pops up behind Saul. She said, "Look, Cindy, I'm on TV." I want to give a shout out to all my peeps. And he slaps her. She's like smashes his head against the thing. No one
Lost
besides
your
Brenda.
damn mind.
And
Uh,
the part where they're in the village and the one guy is like dying and Brenda looks at him and said, "Pussy." She said, "What? 50 Cent got shot 9 times. He's still walking."
um, I like her interaction with that random villager too during the little hearing, and she's just like mouthing things to him, like,
She said, "Would you like to take your thing of which we do not speak and slide it up in the thing of which I like?" And everyone was gasping. She said, "Or y'all can watch. I don't give a shit."
yeah, she was definitely carrying.
She was. Like, her and Anna Faris make that movie so much.
Yeah, I really wish she had a larger presence in 3 and 4.
Hmm.
I hated that they killed her off in 3
Yeah, but I loved how
and
she
used her
came
as a
back.
fucking prop. And not just during the funeral scene, but also during the end at the wedding.
Oh, yeah, I forgot that they taped her up. It was there.
I was just like, oh, that just, oh. And then in
Then,
4, you get her like
yeah,
halfway.
yeah. She's on the fucking plane. That's mine. I found it.
You're right, Cindy. It did work.
Brenda, I thought you was dead. Oh, I thought you was dead too.
Uh,
All right. Well, it is time to end this.
yeah, because we just started kind of rambling and quoting.
Yeah, I think we can make a whole
And
ass video on just us quoting Scary Movie.
yeah, we really could. So, yeah, totally. Let's just end it now.
Okay, bye.